Okay, so I'm being told to say that this is a very, very sacred what's the word? Is it a transmission? It's a sacred ceremony. It's a sacred connection today to do with the twin flames, because it feels that it's a very, very crucial time. It feels like they need our support right now because things are happening, basically. It's they are actually taking steps, many of them. They're sort of in that moment just before they take a step. And so they need our support. They want you and I to see the men surrounded in a circle. I'm seeing like a golden, they're standing in a circle. If you can imagine a golden band all the way around the outside of them. It's like a big ring that they're in the middle of. We've just got to visualize them there. They're not filling it completely. They're sort of around the inside edge of it, if you see what I mean. But they're all receiving the energy of this. And this ring of gold signifies eternity and eternal love. It's like a big wedding ring, really. And it symbolizes the twin flame unit, the twin flame soul. Not the reunion, but the actual twin flame of divine masculine and feminine together, couple, the twin flame couple. So it's saying that, you know, this is going to be like a sacred marriage. It is a sacred marriage of the soul. So it exists as the one soul, the two counterparts, but also this coming together again is like a marriage. It's like a dedicating of one to the other for all eternity. Because, you know, again, the ring symbolizes eternity. It doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have an end, and that is how the twin flame soul is. And so they're bringing this timeless, eternal gold as well, beautiful gold. So it's like symbolizes the sun as well, and life. The circle symbolizes so many things, but particularly the wedding ring and the eternal nature of it. We're being connected to that energy because this is what these men need to feel. They need to feel like this is my partner. You know, this is the woman for me. And I've always known it. It's like them remembering that this feeling has always been there. It's an eternal feeling for us, right from the beginning, from the inception of the soul. And I feel that we've been uncovering so many layers of ourselves recently that for them as well, they're able to actually get in touch with these feelings now. Because they've barricaded them, and they've tried so hard not to feel them. So this wedding band is going to be there all through this session because it's really helping them to connect with their knowing of the truth of this connection. I'm not going to call it a relationship. I'm going to call it this connect, because basically it's a soul connection. And so what they're doing is they're stripping away this is really interesting, they're stripping away the entirety of the three-dimensional aspects of our lives, and they're just going to work with just the soul energy. So that means that all there is this one soul. You know, the three-dimensional lives, it's not been clear at all. But this is like, that's all they're showing them and connecting them with that, with the true reality, which is that we are eternally bonded because we're one soul. So it's basically connecting them with the truth that they cannot escape this at all, ever. And we are just holding this. It's like you and I are on either side of this circle, and we're doing this on behalf of the divine family. So it's quite a beautiful thing for us to do, to help all the twin flames, but especially at this time to help the masculine to connect with the truth, because that's what they need now. They've been trying to shut it out for so long, but it's almost like, they need to see. It's like Spirit is saying their eyes need to be opened. They need to see the truth. They need to realize the truth. So their Spirit are stripping away all the 3D and just bring them into this energy of the true soul connection, the one soul connection, and the soul family as well, the whole thing, so that they can. And obviously this is their higher selves, but in their higher selves they are being connected with this, which filters through to their physical selves. And the Spirit is saying we mustn't underestimate how big this time has been recently, of this very deep connection to, much deeper aspects of ourselves. So in a way, they've been doing that again, but in an unconscious manner. So they're getting to see this, the reality, the real truth. And the Merlin energy is here, which is all about alchemy and magic. He works with the divine masculine. And he's saying it's almost like they've been under a spell. They've been not able to see or connect with the truth. And that's been partly needed, it hasn't been the right time until now. But it's like they need to break through all these barriers they've put up around themselves now. And he's connecting them with their innate magic. He's the magician, and I feel they have this in varying degrees. Divine masculine, they do have this, as we do, power to create magical powers, basically, and they're being connected. Merlin is reawakening this within them as well, much more. So really what they're doing in this session is almost like switching them on, really. That they're connecting them with their ancient selves and with the awareness that they are half of the one soul with their partners. Because it is energetic in the end, and I was really thinking about it today, this idea of the magnet in everything, really, that we are attracting exactly what we are at any given time, and whatever we are thinking or giving out in terms of our energy and our thoughts and everything else. So, we are both the feminine and masculine. They are just drawing together because of the magnets, and it feels that it's at this point where the magnets are so close that it's almost at that point where they just have to connect, if you know what I mean. It's really, really close to that. When that, you know, when you try and hold two magnets apart and it's so strong, it's like that. I feel, and so that's what we're doing today, is just to help them to realise, so that, because obviously they will have to take some steps. I feel the universe will do some of it. And what I'm seeing is them connecting now with these parts of themselves, these very powerful parts of themselves. So it's almost like, it looks a bit weird, but there's aspects of them almost like masks or something, almost like something they're going to put on, but it's almost above them and they're connecting to it. It sounds a bit weird, but that's how I'm seeing it. It's like, I know that I have been very much connecting with these very deep aspects of me recently, and it's hard to explain it, but they're showing me that what we're doing is allowing them now to connect with, it's almost like putting on, it's like a whole body sort of, almost like they're getting into, if you imagine a warrior, for instance, with wearing a sort of armor or I'm actually seeing like fur. If they lived in the woods, they'd be wearing kind of almost not shaman-like actually, but more like primitive people in the woods would have been, with a big staff, and because they always tell me that the men basically are from the woods. They connect with the woods. So I'm almost seeing like a whole bodysuit of that, if you see what I mean. It's like they're going to put on this other part of themselves. It's going to meld in with who they are. And I just think that then, when they're connected with that, there'll be no stopping them, because that part is the part that's completely in tune with nature, in tune with everything, in tune with us. It's the sort of part before all the, how can I put it? It's not primitive man exactly, but it's like the essential person, I would call it, who knows about the moon phases, they know about how to hunt, they know about the plants, do you know what I mean? They know about medicine. They're incredibly, they're connected with the earth, they're from the earth, of the earth, and they know the earth wisdom. That's what it is, they know the earth wisdom. And that's what they're connecting with. It's just like, that this is the aspect I'm talking about. It's this very ancient wisdom that we all possess from our lives, where we've lived as whatever we were, healers, medicine women, men, magicians, all of it. But we knew about how to work with the plants and the crystals and everything. And that's what they're connecting with. Their deep ancient magic. Wow, that feels incredible. Because they're ready now to use it. And I think it's going to be quite, I feel they're going to feel it, they're going to, almost like they're waking up going, where am I? What am I doing here? Because we've all been in a kind of numbed out sleep state. Because we've been, like I've said quite a few times recently, we've had to wait until now. We had to be disconnected from all that, because it just would have been too much. But now, and I just think it's so different for the men, because they've not been doing this journey consciously like we have. But yes, I think it's going to be a bit like literally an awakening of coming out of almost like an amnesia, really, and going, oh my gosh, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. Or just feel it will be like a waking up of this part of themselves, and they'll feel it, and that part of themselves knows what they've got to do, and will not driving's not the right word, but be leading them, basically. That's the difference. they are going to be led by this deeper part of themselves, this very ancient part. So this is being, within this circle, this ring, this is being facilitated now, this connection with, they're almost like putting on these suits, and it's then integrating into them. It almost feels like somebody on a film set. I know it sounds a bit weird, but like Chewbacca or somebody, you know, where they're putting on the whole thing. So that's how I'm kind of seeing it. And because the animals are important, you know, we all have guardian animals, we all have totem animals that we work with as well, because what they're saying is it's about working with nature, basically, and that's what we do. Because we're part of nature, we work, we use nature, but we use, like the Indians do, we give and we give back, we take and we give back, and we, with respect and with thanks and gratitude. I feel that this time between Christmas and New Year, the December till now has been very, very powerful in terms of this reconnection with all parts of ourselves, with our totality. We've only been in touch with parts of it, you know, small parts of it, and it's very, very powerful. We have great powerful manifestation. And energy, you know, the energy work that we can do through all the different channels we use is really very, very powerful. I'm almost seeing now all these beacons, all these grid points around the world, the sacred sites all lighting up. Wow. So they're going to be supporting this. The main thing we have to do is be in our full energy, and everything else is taken care of by the law of attraction. So we don't have to do anything else to do with them apart from just be ourselves as best, you know, into the most powerful. Just keep doing the work and uncovering who we are, and what they're doing today is a massive part of that. They can only do this for the men because of the level that we've got to. You know, we have done this, which means now the men can. If we hadn't done it, they couldn't. They're saying to us as the feminine, you know, well done for keeping the faith and keeping going, and acknowledging that we've all done this for each other, really, supported each other. So this, what we've done today, is all being kind of anchored so that that's continuing. It's set. I'm seeing this ring will stay there. So the men cannot help but connect with these parts of themselves now. It's like that's in place, and it's immovable. It will always be there, actually, because it's eternal and we're all part of it. So it's really beautiful, actually. And the other thing is that it's moving. So, you know, with the circle, there's always a circular motion, which means that the energy is circulating to us all. So nobody can miss this energy. Yeah, so basically we're done, and this is all in place and will continue.